Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday morning. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, host of Bachelorette's Recap, a guy's review. It's week 2 recap, and I take notes. I read them back to you guys. No edits, no jump cuts. We're going to try our best to get through this in one piece. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. Tons of new content up there. I've got show dates for my stand-up comedy this weekend if you're in Los Angeles and want to laugh. And also patreon.com/Dave Neal for private membership-only content. I'll be making a Vintage Dave video by the end of the week, which shows you my Ben Higgins season. I'm going to clip together my best of back in the day when my hair was down to here. Oh, yeah, those are the days. I'm going to do that for the Patreon this week. All right, let's get into it. We'll jump in. Oh, that's not where we want to start. Let's start right here with some mimosas. It's a rainy day. Rachel asks Gabby, how do we get them to show us their six-pack abs if it's raining? And I'm like, I don't know, a food fight? Maybe we could do like I don't know. And they go, well, let's just put them in underwear. That's basically what they do. And that's where we're at. Every season they find some stupid way to get these guys in their panties. All right, don't get them in a bunch. They do 29 guys living in the mansion, so they're like complaining about like guys are trying to find new places to sleep. I bet it's a blast. Blenders of protein, smoothies, snapping towels on butts in the communal showers. One guy sleeping on an outdoor couch. There's a guy passed out on a pool floaty. This is life, folks. You wanted this life? This is it. Quality production here at the Bachelor household. The ladies decide to do a speedo pageant. Yosef's pissed. We all know that. He's losing his mind. So this is Bachelor's response to Roses for Everybody's Body Diversity campaign. As we know, there's a campaign from Roses for Everybody that's like, let's just get some inclusivity. Let's get a little bit of diversity of size. Let's just help people see, anything but this sculpted image on the screen. And then Bachelorette's like, no. We're going to sit these guys on a platform and show off their hogs, because that's essentially what they're doing. Even my lady was like, why do they have to blur it out? Because this is family television. That's why. Ladies decide they do a speedo competition. Okay, now I'm torn. All right, I'm torn. I know it's a double standard. I don't really care, but it does exist, and it's kind of like the new Minions movie. It exists, and I don't care. I'll fight you on that one. Jesse Palmer says the guy who wins is whomever shares the most heart. And I'm like, are you sure it's not the guy who shares the most head? I think it's a little bit. So there they are, all of them. Tons of men. They don't all do this. Do they all? Is this a total group date, or do they split them in half? I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. Okay, so then not only are they going to show their speedo, but then they're going to give like financial advice, talk about student loan debt, maybe try to recruit the ladies for the military. I don't really know what's going on. Try to sell them car insurance. Then we have the meatball guy. He rubs tomato sauce all over himself. Big missed opportunity. If the show really liked Grocery Store Joe, they would have used his tomato sauce. They didn't make that happen. Maybe they just don't like the clickbait podcast. They could anger dozens of those fans. Jason chats with Rachel and tells her he actually has a connection with Gabby, so that's fun. The guys are just saying, "Hey, just so you know, they're letting people know their boundaries. They're communicating. Women always want this, a guy who can communicate." So, of course, it burns when a guy's like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I like your friend, and not you." But that's kind of how it is. This is good. I feel like this multiple bachelorette thing will force people to communicate better. Again, a lot of people, I think Caitlin Bristow commented, this sucks. Yeah, in some ways, does it pit the women against each other? That's what happens in normal life, right? In normal life, you go to a bar and maybe your friend leaves, with a guy. Maybe you leave with a guy. Not everyone always gets the guy. I don't know. Now, if the show leans into that and edits it in a way that makes it come off even worse, then it's a problem. All right, Johnny goes in for a kiss with Gabby. Gabby's quite the busy bee out of the two so far. Seems to be the edit that the show wants to give. We'll see if Rachel gets her time. I think she will. Rachel says all the guys are talking to her like they are cousins. Hey, Rachel, in some states, that's a sign of affection. Okay, I'm not here. I don't want to lose any of my subscribers in West Virginia or Alabama. But, hey, sweet talking like a cousin could be, by the way, sweet talking like a cousin sounds like a country song, doesn't it? She was sweet talking like a sweet cousin. Okay, moving along. All right, Logan and Rachel chat. We have a photo of that. Where are they? Logan and Rachel are chatting. No, that's not. Wrong one. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. There they are. Logan and Rachel are chatting, and he says she's brave for jumping back into the process. Then they kiss. That's how you do a kiss. You give a little compliment, you go for the kiss. He's like, you're so brave. Then Logan kisses Gabby. Oh boy, we got a conundrum. Conundrum. We got ourselves a little bit of a situation, if you will. Rabbi. There's a rabbi on the show. Rachel tells Rabbi, that she kissed Logan. Gabby doesn't reveal that she did too right away. And then some people hypothesized that chances are the show just edited it out. Chances are Gabby's like, oh yeah, I kissed him too. Maybe not, but I don't think they're trying to keep information from each other. But I love that both women are trying to protect each other. If you like him, I'll let him go. No. If you like him, I'll let him go. F that guy. Yeah, F that guy. And then Logan's like, okay, I guess I'm on Bachelor in Paradise now. I guess they don't want me. Rachel tells Gabby she kissed him. Okay, Rachel gives her rose to Logan. Okay. Rachel does an anti-gravity date with Jordan. Let's go backwards here. Anti-gravity date. Okay, which is a great way for them both to get nauseous on a plane. All right. I haven't been nauseous on a plane since last Sunday when I was flying back from the Bahamas and Reddit was being mean to me. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's right. Your boy gets nauseous once in a while. Okay. So anyway, Rachel's date seems perfect. Jordan's got the looks. He's got a thrill-seeking job. He's ranked like number 24 in the world, maybe? I don't know, in drag racing. And then, of course, Rachel doesn't like him. She doesn't like him. And my thought was, is he short? Is that why? Is he not tall? He's listed as 5'10", but she's like 5'2", so you'd think he's tall enough for her. Maybe she's just not that into him, but there's got to be something else. I'm dying to get to the bottom of this. I can't believe it. He's a good-looking dude. We like this guy. Very conversational, very charming. I don't know. She dumps him. He takes it well. That's another. You know what I mean? It's like if you dump somebody and then they don't take it well, it's like, oh, good. Should have seen that coming. If you dump someone and they do take it well, it's like, oh, no, come back. You handle rejection. She dumps him before her concert portion of the date. I don't think we've ever seen this. Has this ever happened? Has this ever happened before? It sucks, right? She gets a nice private show. Ashley Cook and Brett Young. Bachelorette already paid. So they're like, all right, look, the date's over, but we paid for that cellist. Give me the cellist and the guy who playing guitar in the background who doesn't look like he knows where he is. But hey, that's where they're at. Good for them that they still got to perform, but also, maybe in some ways this made their song more popular because it was kind of like seen through the lens of heartbreak. Then we have Chris stirs some drama back in the mansion. Chris says he would be upset if the ladies have sex with another guy. He said this in different ways, but it's a totally fair discussion to have. In my opinion, it's fair. Look, hey, remember, the guys are home. They're just bored. They don't have social media. They don't have TikTok, all the modern luxuries that we have to keep us busy in life. So he's just like, all right, yeah, look, if I'm on a fantasy and I'm the last guy and she's already hooked up with these other guys, like, maybe it ain't for me. Maybe I'm not the one. Now, does he say this so eloquently as your boy power recapper Dave Neal? Maybe not. Maybe that's where he gets himself into trouble. He says he's not interested in use guys' way of doing things. I love that. Use guys. I want use guys out there to hit the like button for old Pimpin' Dave here and give me a nice little extra boost here.
I don't care if you think I'm pimping for Dave. I would highly suggest going to Dave Neal's YouTube page
and pimp for Dave. Use guys. Chris stirs some drama back in the mansion. I got that. He's kind of a villain in the making, but I actually like him. I just think he's the product of a guy who's like not ready to have tough conversations and be able to defend his point. By the way, last night on the live stream, Chris's uncle called in and just said, hey, look, they got it all wrong. Chris is a really nice guy. And I believe that. And we'll get into this. So the guys call him out for saying stuff that could be damaging to women. They call this the potential mother of their children. Look, I like these guys, but I don't think that was his intention. I think Logan actually I think Logan did the best. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something like, I know you mean well, but it's not coming off well. That's exactly what the show is. People that mean well, but it doesn't come off well. Most of these guys aren't trying to play the villain, and I didn't see that in Chris. Gabby and Nate go on a one-on-one date. First, Rachel makes them a mimosa. I'm like, this roommate energy is nice. I kind of like it. Rachel's like, get out there, slaps Gabby on the butt and sends them on their way. They smooch. Nate says her lips are so soft. She's got lips of an angel. Lips of an angel. You know that song? Hinder? Is that what it's called? I hope he didn't hinder any progress in their smooch right there because it looked like they were having fun. They did the old trifecta, right? They take a helicopter ride to an old jacuzzi. That's all you need. Plop them in a hot tub in the middle of nowhere. I think they actually flew into my neighborhood. Look, there's enough helicopters flying around LA. Can they just take a limo for once? They literally could have just gone a few blocks away to a fellow La Quinta resort. They didn't, go to the Ramada Inn. You didn't have to set up a jacuzzi on a rooftop in the middle of nowhere. Nate tells Gabby he is a dad. Gabby wonders if she's ready to be a stepmom. I'd be like, let me meet the kid. I'll let you know if I'm ready to be a stepdad to your kid if your kid doesn't suck. Let's be honest. Some kids suck. Some kids are just terrible humans. You're like, that makes you less attractive. You made that human. You got to go. It's no rose from me. But if you fall for them, like, oh my gosh, they're adorable, they're so sweet, they're well-mannered, they're, whatever, then there you go. All right, cocktail party time. We'll get into the cocktail parties. Let's go back to the main page here. Cocktail party time. Mario chats with Rachel. He was Gabby's first impression rose, but hey, the season's young. I say go for it, Mario. Then we've got Jersey Shore guy with the basketball game set up, hanging with Rachel. They do a smooch. He's a catch. Sounds like quite the entrepreneur. Rachel says she finally feels like the Bachelorette tonight. All she needed was a little makeout with some randos. Few guys pull Rachel aside to talk about Chris, the Luke of this season. Who discussed fantasy suites. Here's the deal. You have to have that conversation eventually. So you can get mad that they're doing it on day 4, night 2, but you can't get mad at Chris for setting his boundaries, right? I know a lot of people got mad, not necessarily at me, but it's not a clear case as far as I'm concerned. It's just not a clear case of him being an asshole because we want people to, and then most people go, well, if you know what the show's all about. Yeah, but there's still going to be people on the show like Madison Pruitt, who I believe she didn't say what her boundaries were till it was too little too late. And then you had Clayton's season where he ends up having sex with maybe one or two of them that he wasn't going to. I don't know what, the X's and O's of that situation. But these guys coming in, hey, they should lay it on the table. I'm not okay with this, or I am okay with this. I don't know. And the ladies go, hey, it's so disgusting you're even thinking about that. It's like anti-women. And I'm like, I don't think it is. And then Rachel, they're like, this is our story. This is my, and it's like, well, it's everybody's story. He's allowed to feel his feelings. They should have way more nuanced conversations. I would have loved if this conversation happened several weeks later and we actually got more of the conversation rather than them pulling him aside, sort of scolding him and then sending him on his way. When in fact, the only reason this existed is because these other guys brought it up to Rachel and Gabby as union leaders. And I think there should be some level of privilege where the men can talk amongst themselves and not be tattletaled. Just some level. He wasn't going to be a contender anyway, as far as I'm concerned. So why get rid of him like that? I don't know. Just a thought. So anyway, my notes, Gabby and Rachel pull Chris aside. Gabby goes, do you think it's appropriate to talk about fantasy suites this early? He says it's an appropriate thought because he likes to think all the way to the end and work backwards. And again, I kind of take that as some sort of whatever his brain waves are, he looks at the final product and then works his way back. And in the final product, he goes, I don't think that would be the mother of my children if she was having sex right before, if she was going to choose me. Chris corrects what others have said and clarifies his thoughts, which I think was good. He said, that's not what they said. Here are my thoughts. Rachel calls Chris condescending and asks him to apologize. That's where I started to see this as not a conversation and more a talking down to. Gabby tells him to go. Rachel agrees with her. Yikes. Again, if I was there with the ref whistle, I'd say, all right, take 5 minutes off, come back to the bargaining table. This just feels like too much emotion and not enough rational thought. That's just me. Leave a comment. Let me know. Chris leaves, comes back. Rachel and Gabby storm in and re-kick him out. Because he came back because he's like, look, guys, he didn't come back for them. He came back just to be like, guys, what's going on here? Why are you gonna do me like this? He felt ostracized, which is the worst feeling you can have, right? Being ostracized. Anyway, if it were me and I got dumped like that, and my bag wasn't ready to go, I would have probably just asked if I could go to the kitchen and make a little bit of a sandwich, maybe get a meatball sub, maybe scrape some of the tomato sauce off of meatball over there, and just pack something for the road. It's a long ride to LAX. They're in Calabasas. It's like over an hour ride. Who knows, if Qdoba is going to be open in the airport lounge. All right, so then that's the rose ceremony. No roses for Boston Guy and a bunch of others. We didn't even get into that. Let me know what your thoughts are. Also, if you want more content from me, I know some people are like, Dave, you make so many videos, I can't watch them. And then others like, Dave, you make not enough videos. I want more. I've got a Patreon video exclusive to you guys on patreon.com/Dave Neal from my chat with DePaul University end of May. I went to DePaul University to talk to their bachelor-themed class about social issues, and I talked for 87 minutes. So if you want to hear and see that 87-minute conversation about all things Bachelor Nation, all the different social issues we talk about on the channel, a Q&A I do with the audience, you can go to patreon.com/Dave Neal and check that out. All right, folks, that'll be it from me. More content coming your way today. I got a ton to get into. And also, I got a lot going on the Dave Neal Show if you want to go check out J-Lo and Ben Affleck getting married and some other videos. All right, folks, we'll talk to you soon. Have a blessed day. Bye, everybody.